The internet, a vast, sprawling network of information, connection, and endless possibilities. But what if beneath the surface of buzzing social media feeds and viral trends, something sinister lurks? What if the internet we know and love is slowly dying, replaced by something artificial, something simulated? This is the unsettling premise of the dead internet theory. A conspiracy theory that suggests much of the internet's content is generated by artificial intelligence, bots, and automated systems. Imagine a world where the majority of online interactions are not with real people, but with sophisticated algorithms designed to mimic human behavior. In this video, we'll explore the origins and evolution of the dead internet theory. We'll examine the evidence put forward by its proponents, analyze the potential implications of such a scenario, and delve into the broader questions it raises about the future of the internet, artificial intelligence, and the very nature of online reality. The dead internet theory, like many internet phenomenon, has a somewhat murky origin. It's hard to say exactly when and where it first emerged, but we can trace its roots back to the shadowy corners of online forums and image boards. In 2021, a user named Illuminati Pirate posted a thread titled Dead Internet Theory. Most of the internet is fake, on the esoteric board of Agora Road's Macintosh Cafe. This post, claiming to build on previous discussions about the same board and from WizardChan, marked a turning point for the theory, spreading it beyond the confines of niche online communities. From there, the dead internet theory began to seep into the wider internet culture. It was discussed on various YouTube channels, gaining traction among those fascinated by conspiracy theories and the darker side of the internet. But it was an article in The Atlantic titled, "Maybe You Missed It, but the Internet Died 5 years ago," that truly brought the theory into the mainstream spotlight. This article, which explored the theory's claims and implications, was widely shared and cited, sparking a broader conversation about the authenticity of online content and the growing influence of artificial intelligence. The dead internet theory isn't just some random internet oddity. It actually makes some pretty bold claims. It has two main parts. First, it says that most of what we see online isn't created by real people, but by bots and algorithms. Second, it claims this is all part of a coordinated effort by powerful actors like the US government or big corporations to manipulate us. Let's break it down. The idea that bots are creating a lot of the content online isn't exactly new. People have been worried about this for a while now. Even the original post by Illuminati Pirate referenced an article in New York Magazine that explored how much of the internet is fake. But the dead internet theory takes it a step further. It claims that Google and other search engines are deliberately censoring the web, filtering out content they don't want us to see and limiting what shows up in our search results. So, even though Google might say there are millions of results for a search, we only ever see a tiny fraction of them. This problem is made worse by something called link rot. That's when websites disappear or content becomes unavailable, and all the links to it break. The dead internet theory suggests that Google is basically a Potemkin village, a facade that hides a much smaller and more controlled internet. It claims that this is all part of a conspiracy theory to limit us to curated and potentially artificial content, and that brings up the second part of the theory. It claims that powerful actors like the US government are behind this manipulation. They're using AI to create fake content, control what we see, and ultimately influence our thoughts and behaviors. The original post by Illuminati Pirate even called this an AI-powered gaslighting of the entire world population. So, what do the experts think about this whole dead internet theory? Well, it's a mixed bag. Caroline Busta, who founded a media platform called New Models, was quoted in that Atlantic article saying that a lot of the theory is a paranoid fantasy. She acknowledges that there are real problems with bots and fake content online, but she doesn't necessarily buy into the whole government manipulation conspiracy. However, she does find the overall idea of the internet becoming less authentic and more artificial to be concerning. Robert Mariani, writing in The New Atlantis, called the theory a blend of genuine conspiracy theory and a creepypasta. He sees the theory as a reflection of our anxieties about the internet and a growing role of technology in our lives. Interestingly, the term dead internet theory is sometimes used in a more casual way, just to describe the increasing amount of content generated by AI, like those chatbots that can write essays and poems. One of the key pieces of evidence cited by proponents of the dead internet theory is the rise of large language models, or LLMs. These are powerful AI systems that can generate human-like text, translate languages, write different kinds of creative content, and answer your questions in an informative way. You might have heard of ChatGPT. That's one of the most well-known LLMs. It's been causing quite a stir, with some people even saying it could make the internet completely unrecognizable. Timothy Shoup from the Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies predicted that a huge chunk of online content, maybe even 99%, could be AI generated by 2025 to 2030. That's a pretty wild thought, that most of what we read and interact with online could be created by machines. And it's not just speculation. In 2024, Google itself reported that its search results were being flooded with websites that feel like they were created for search engines instead of people. They even admitted that AI is playing a big role in this, churning out tons of content that could push aside the stuff created by real humans. If more and more content of the internet is generated by AI, how will we know what's real and what's not? How will we connect with actual people when we're surrounded by bots and algorithms? Proponents of the dead internet theory see this as evidence that the internet is becoming less human and more artificial. They argue that these LLMs are being used to create fake content, manipulate search results, and ultimately control what we see and believe online. The release of ChatGPT in late 2022 really threw fuel on the fire of the dead internet theory. Suddenly, this idea that the internet was becoming dominated by AI didn't seem so far-fetched anymore. Before ChatGPT came along, the theory mostly focused on shadowy government agencies, big corporations, and tech-savvy individuals pulling the strings from behind the scenes. But ChatGPT changed the game. It gave everyday people access to powerful AI tools that could generate human-like text in seconds. Imagine a world where anyone could create an army of bots to flood the internet with comments, articles, and social media posts. Journalists and commentators started to take notice. They realized that if ChatGPT and similar AI tools became widespread, the internet could quickly become overrun with artificial content, drowning out the voices of real people. The dead internet theory, once a fringe idea, suddenly seemed much more plausible. People started to worry about the internet they knew and loved. And there's actually some data to back all this up. In 2016, a security firm called Imperva released a report that showed a staggering 52% of all web traffic was coming from bots. That's more than half of all the activity on the internet. Think about that for a second. Every time you browse a website, watch a video, or scroll through social media, there's a good chance you're interacting with a bot, not a real person. This Imperva report has become a key piece of evidence for those who believe in the dead internet theory. They argue that this high percentage of bot traffic shows that the internet is already more artificial than we realize. And it's not just about the amount of bot traffic, it's also about what those bots are doing. Some bots are harmless, like the ones that crawl websites to index them for search engines. But others are more malicious, spreading spam, manipulating social media trends, and even spreading misinformation. The dead internet theory suggests that this bot activity is not just random or accidental. It claims that these bots are being deliberately deployed to manipulate our online experience, control what we see, and ultimately influence our thoughts and behaviors. The dead internet theory isn't just some abstract idea. It's playing out right in front of our eyes, especially on platforms like Facebook. In 2024, Facebook was flooded with AI-generated images, often called AI slop. These images went viral, spreading like wildfire across the platform. We're talking about bizarre and often surreal images, like Jesus merged with shrimp, flight attendants morphing into otherworldly creatures, and black children posing next to artwork they supposedly created. And the comment sections filled with thousands of amens generated by AI bots. These images and their accompanying bot interactions have become a prime example of why the internet feels dead to some people. It's like walking through a museum where all the exhibits are fake and the only other visitors are mannequins programmed to clap and cheer. But it gets even weirder. Facebook actually has a feature where you can get AI-generated responses to your posts in groups. Just tag @MetaAI, or if you ask a question and no one answers within an hour, the AI will jump in with a response. Reddit used to be a haven for open discussions and community interaction. They allowed free access to their data, which meant users could create cool tools and even train AI on how humans communicate. But then, things changed. Reddit decided to start charging for access to their user data. This means companies developing AI can still use that data to train their systems, but it's become a lot harder for regular users to understand how AI is shaping their online experience. And with the rise of LLMs like ChatGPT, the problem has become even more pronounced. Now, anyone can unleash an army of AI bots on Reddit, flooding the platform with comments, posts, and even entire conversations that seem real but are actually generated by machines. Professor Toby Walsh, an AI expert, warned that training the next generation of AI on content created by previous generations could lead to a decline in the quality and authenticity of online discussions. John Licato, a professor at the University of South Florida, compared the situation to the dead internet theory, suggesting that Reddit is becoming a prime example of how AI-generated content can flood online spaces, potentially drowning out genuine human interaction. Imagine browsing Reddit and coming across a thread filled with witty comments, insightful discussions, and passionate debates. But what if most of those comments were written by bots? What if the people you thought you were connecting with were just lines of code designed to mimic human behavior? This suggests that this is the future we're heading towards. A future where the internet becomes less about human connection and more about artificial interactions. The dead internet theory has also found fertile ground on Twitter. One particularly strange phenomenon that has fueled this theory is the rise of "I hate texting" tweets. Starting around 2020, numerous Twitter accounts began posting tweets that all started with the phrase, "I hate texting," followed by some alternative activity. Things like, "I hate texting, I just want to hold your hand," or "I hate texting, just come live with me." These tweets often garnered tens of thousands of likes, but many suspected that a large portion of those likes were coming from bot accounts. This phenomenon caught the attention of those who believe in the dead internet theory. They saw it as evidence that bots were being used to manipulate social media trends, create artificial engagement, and potentially influence users' perceptions and behaviors. The issue of bots on Twitter became even more prominent during Elon Musk's acquisition of the company. Musk disputed Twitter's claims about the number of bot accounts on the platform, commissioning several studies to estimate the true extent of bot activity. These studies revealed that a significant portion of Twitter accounts were likely bots, some providing services, others spreading misinformation or engaging in scams. The dead internet theory has even reached the shores of TikTok. In 2024, TikTok began exploring the use of virtual influencers, AI-generated characters that could be used for advertising and marketing campaigns. This development raised concerns among some commentators who saw it as another example of the internet becoming increasingly artificial. Michael Grothaus, a journalist for Fast Company, linked this trend to the dead internet theory, referring to the proliferation of AI-generated content as AI slime. Imagine scrolling through your TikTok feed and encountering a seemingly real person, dancing, singing, or promoting a product. But what if that person wasn't real at all? What if they were a virtual influencer, a creation of artificial intelligence designed to mimic human behavior and emotions? The dead internet theory casts its shadow even on the world's most popular video platform, YouTube. There's a whole market for fake views on YouTube, where creators can buy views to boost their videos' popularity and reach a wider audience. And at one point, this practice became so widespread that YouTube's engineers started to worry. They were concerned that their algorithms, designed to detect fake views, would become so accustomed to seeing them that they would start mistaking real views for fake ones. Imagine a world where genuine human engagement is drowned out by a sea of artificial clicks and views. That's the scenario the YouTube engineers called the inversion. It's like a mirror world where everything is flipped, where real becomes fake and fake becomes real. The dead internet theory isn't just a theory anymore. It's becoming a reality with the emergence of apps like Social AI, launched in September of 2024. Social AI is a social media app designed for one purpose: to allow you to interact exclusively with AI bots. That's right, no more real people. Just a curated collection of artificial personalities designed to engage with you, comment on your posts, and create the illusion of a bustling online community. The creator of social AI, Michael Saymon, is a former product lead at Google who also worked at Facebook, Roblox, and Twitter. He envisioned social AI as a space where people could feel heard and supported, even if that support comes from artificial intelligence. But the launch of social AI sparked immediate connections to the dead internet theory. An article on Ars Technica highlighted the app's potential to further blur the lines between human and machine interaction online. It raised questions about the future of social media and the authenticity of online connections in the world where AI is becoming increasingly sophisticated at mimicking human behavior. While some may dismiss it as a paranoid fantasy, the evidence suggests that the internet is indeed becoming less human and more artificial. From the rise of large language models like ChatGPT to the prevalence of bot traffic and AI-generated content on social media platforms, the lines between human and machine are blurring. The internet, once a vibrant space for human connection and authentic expression, is facing a new era where artificiality and manipulation may become the norm. But the future of the internet is not yet written. We still have the power to shape its trajectory, to choose how we interact with technology and how we engage with each other online. So, the next time you browse the web, scroll through social media, or engage in an online conversation, take a moment to consider, who are you really interacting with? Is it a real person, or is it a sophisticated algorithm designed to mimic human behavior? Thank you everyone for watching. My name's The Big Y. Don't forget to drop a like, and if you're new to the Why Not family, a follow. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.